Let's take another condition which is exactly similar. I'm just using this to build the next one. Form a 4-digit number greater than 3000. First question, without repetition. Since I cannot repeat, the condition is on the leading position. There is one condition. So I have to mandatory start by filling in. The first position to be filled in should be the leading one. And what digits should come in? Quite a few of us believe the number should be greater than 3000. So the leading digit should be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. And they come up with an answer that the leading position can be filled up in 4 ways. Actually, if you go to think about it, the leading digit could also be a 3. So if you have a 3 in the leading position, are we reasonably sure that the hundreds, tens and units position will be more than the zeros? There's no zero allowed out there, so the number will become more than 3000. So the leading position can be filled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways. And having filled the leading position, take a pause, reassess the situation. Beginners make an error here. Therefore, I am always saying fill in a position, reassess. I am left with 3 positions and there are 6 digits with me. So this could be filled in 6 into 5 into 4. To complete the answer, you would multiply it with the previous. For each of these ways, there are further these many ways. So the answer here, if I do the multiply, 5 5s are 25, 25 into 400. So this is going to be 600. Hope you get the question. What if repetitions were allowed out over here? Nothing changes except that there would be a 7 into 7 into 7. Since I mentioned you need to know 7 raised to 4, obviously you need to know 7 cube. 7 cube is 343. So our answer is 343 into 5 out over here. Why did this question is? Now comes the next and a significant question, a big learning point. How about forming 4-digit numbers, 4-digit even numbers greater than 3000? So now we have both the condition. It should be even as well as now. If there are 2 conditions, which condition should we satisfy first? Let's try out both the possibilities. So let's start with the leading position. Now the and there are no repetitions, without repetitions. The leading position, as we have already seen, could be filled in with a 3, 4, 5, 6 or a 7, that is 5 ways. Having filled this position, in how many ways can we fill in the units position? Do we have all the digits 2, 4 and 6 available with us? Is it 3? Let's say I have used up the digit 4 here. If I have used up the digit 4, I would not be having 4 and so the answer will not be 3. Does it mean that I have 2 different ways to fill this in? That is, I am thinking one of 2, 4 and 6 will go out over here. But is that necessarily the case? No, it is quite possible that I might have filled this in with a 7. And if I fill in with a 7, do I have all 3 available with me? So the answer is back to 3. But now, so again, coming back to this question, in how many ways can we fill in the unit digit? It depends on the 1000th place. What have we filled in the 1000th place, right? So we cannot proceed in this way, will not get a unique answer. If I start from the units place, will that help me? Let's see. So I could either fill in with a 2, 4 or a 6. That is 3 ways. So this is perfect. But having satisfied this condition, in how many ways could I fill in the 1000th position? Same question comes back. The total possibilities are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But are all of them available for me? If I have used a 4 here, then a 4 is not available. So I would be having only 5 ways. But is this always the case? Not really. If I would have used the digit 2 out over here, then 4 is available for me. In fact, 2 is not there in this set. So in fact, all of them are going to be available to me. So sometimes it could be 5 ways, sometimes it could be 4 ways. So I do not know. So how do we handle this? When there are two conditions, so I have even as well as 3000. These are two conditions. A much simpler approach, I would say, is to break cases or make cases of one condition. That is using an OR. The leading digit could be either 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, that's 5 cases. The even digit, the units digit could be 2, 4, 6, 3 cases. So my suggestion, strong suggestion to you would be make different cases where you fill in the unit digit could be 2 or it could be 4 or it could be 6. It will save you a lot of taxing work as such. You just break it into an OR, and remember the conjunction here is either the number will end with a 2 or with a 4 or with a 6, and treat each of them differently or distinctly. So having filled a 2, I do not have a 2. The leading place could be filled in 5 ways. Having filled this in, I'm left with how many? Let's see. Originally I had 7 digits. One is used up in the units place, one is used up in the thousands place. So I have 5 digits left and I have 2 positions left. So this could be 5 into 4 ways, right? Let's come to the 4. If the unit digit was 4, I only have 4 ways to fill in the 1000 position. Which are these 4 ways? These 4 ways refer to, originally I had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but now I don't have a 4. So the possibilities are 3, 5, 6 or 7. So let's continue with this fast. Having filled this in, again two digits have been used up in 2 positions. And I'm left with 5 digits, so they could be 5 into 4. So the answer for this case is going to be 4 into 5 into 4. And isn't this exactly similar to the second case? So here also a 6 could be used up in the units place, cannot be used in the thousands place. So 4 ways, 4 into 5 into 4. Let's do it completely. 5 5s are 25, 100. 100 possibilities with number ending with 2. 5 4s are 20, 24s are 80 possibilities with number ending with 4, and 80 possibilities with number ending with a 6. And since there's an OR, I need to add them up. So the answer is going to be 260 possibilities. Many students do not appreciate the use of separating them out into different cases and can end up with errors. So I strongly suggest that you, if there are 2 conditions, break them into different cases. Example, one more I'm just taking so that you appreciate that you should break it into different cases. So let's add 2 more digits out of it. So using 8 and 9 just to increase the complexity or to increase the variety. So now I can use 1 to 9, any of them. These are 9 different numbers. I want to form a 4-digit number which should be odd. So I'm putting the condition. So the number should be odd and 9 should be used, I'm just writing an SMS lingo to save time, should be used exactly once. So there are 2 conditions. It should be odd, 9 should be used exactly once. And I would ask you to pause the video and try out different possibilities out over here. So if you go ahead and try the same way and say it needs to be an odd number. So the units place could either be a 1, 3 or a 5, 7 or a 9. And you say there are 5 different ways to fill this in. Having filled this in, am I free to do whatever I want? No, I've just satisfied one condition. How do I check that the condition 9 should be used exactly once? So are you going to say one of these positions should be a 9? Not necessarily, right? If this 9 happens to go out over here, then I cannot reuse a 9. But if this was not a 9, if I've used any of 1, 3, 5 or 7, I need a 9 out over here. So to avoid errors, can I handle it this way also? Yes. But to avoid errors and to do less taxing work, there are 5 ways in which the unit digit can be filled in, but a much easier case could be, why don't this is in 5 different ways. Where can the 9 come in? Can the 9 come in any of the 4 positions? So make a different possibilities. There are just 9 could be in the leading position, or 9 could be in the hundreds position, or 9 could be in the tens position, or 9 could be in the evens position. Is this making it an odd? Yes. Right? So can we not just break it into 4 cases? While you might think, oh, 4 different cases. Do a little work and you realize quite a few of them are identical. For example, let's say one condition is filled. So now this has to be an odd. What are the possibilities out over here? I could only use I could use a 1 or a 3 or a 5 or a 7. I will not be able to use 9 ones again, because it has to be used exactly 1. So this could be filled in 4 ways. Having filled this in, take a pause again. 9 has gone, another digit has gone, I am left with 7 digits. So that could be, I cannot use a 9 again, 7 into 6. Hope you get the idea there. And if you realize, the next one is also going to be similar. Fill in the odds place in 4 ways, the units place in 4 ways. I am left with 2 digits, so this could be 7 into 6. Right? And this would also be the same way, so 7 into 6. However, now we are different. This case is different out over here. Let me do the multiplication first. 6 4s are 24. 24 into 7. That is 140 and 28. 168. 24 into 7. 168. So these all are going to be 168, 168, 168. How is the last question going to be different? We could fill in 9 has gone. So the condition of it being odd is okay. 1 digit has been used up. I am left with 8 digits. So I could fill in 8, 7 and 6 ways. Hope that makes sense. 8 into 7 into 6. Right? And 8 7s are 56. 56 into 6. 50 into 6 is 300. So that will become 336. And what do I do to all these? I need to add them up. So the summation of this is going to be the answer out over here. The only thing you could save out over time is, once you get this 168, you need not write it 3 times. Once you realize that all these 3 are the same possibilities, you could straight do into 3. That's the only bit of shortcut you can do. So this deals with how do you handle 2 conditions together. Well, that's not all. This forming numbers, there are plenty of varieties out over there, and it's going to take some time for us, but believe me that most often questions will be on this type rather than the next few other things that we would cover.